Just pulled all this stuff out that was all supporting the switch. And that stuff was so runny, look at it. It's all run down here, and in some spots it's still soft. I did have a tube of liquid nails. Maybe I should have used the liquid nail brand one. This is all hard, so I'm going to get a chisel and clean this up. And this section here with a smaller chisel, the underside, this will peel off the brick, and I'll clean this up under here. But wow, been playing catch with Batman, and he's found a nice cool spot to lie down. We've had a bit of rain, so it's all wet in there, or damp. I spent the morning finally getting the lower clips modified for those blinds on the upper porch, because first thing in the morning, if the sun's up, it just beams straight into all the windows there. I'd already done that one, but I needed to do that one and that one. So I got those done. It's been raining on and off today, even though blue at the moment, but you can still see these dark cloud here. We've had some rain and severe thunderstorm warnings. They said that has eased, but there's still a chance of it coming through. They forecast some pretty dramatic hail along the east coast, so I wanted to make sure that I got the clips for those done so that I could have those down to cut down on the amount of rain that blew in on the upstairs windows and the upper porch. And he's got his little outdoor bowl here, and he puts his ball in there while he has a drink. That's why your water gets all grotty. School technically goes back on Monday. We're still remote learning. However, I saw a headline that New South Wales Premier has decided that we can go back to school a week earlier than previously decided upon. I need to still read the article, but as long as they do it safely, I'm okay with it. But Victoria's numbers have been flying up. They went from like 900 to 1400 and something the next day. Ours have been hovering around 800, 900, 1,000 for the last few days, and they somehow think that's good enough to go back, but they're kind of basing it off the vaccination rates. A certain percentage of people double vaccinated, like fully vaccinated, and they'll start opening up. They said they're going to be doing some relaxation of things and whatnot on the 11th of October. And we were originally going back on the 25th of October, and now we're apparently going back on the 18th of October. So I'll read that article and see what it says. So there's our blinds all nicely hunkered down, which was good because we had rain last night, and that means that the deck, I keep calling this a deck. My wife says downstairs is a porch, upstairs is a balcony because it's only very narrow. I call it an outside hallway because it allows you to get from
the 3 bedrooms, or bedrooms and my office.
Friday arvo, not exactly sure of the time because I haven't looked at the clock and I'm not wearing my watch. But it's Friday afternoon. I've been doing some work in the study for work, basically. Came downstairs to have some lunch. Batman was just sort of sitting and waiting to come and play. It was meant to be raining, but as you can see, there's a bit of cloud, but it's pretty. I think it's kind of hanging on. There's some dark clouds off in the distance, but not enough to basically turn into a big rainstorm. Rained overnight. In COVID news, our numbers were 860 something. Yesterday they were 900 and something, so they're still hovering just below 1,000. Schools are going back a week earlier. I think I've already said that. So school will be going back on the 18th of October instead of the 25th. They're still going to stagger it the way they were talking about before. So kindergarten, year 1 and year 12, if they want help with exams, will be coming in. Then I think it's years 5, 6 and 11 the next week, and then the following week it's years 2, 3, 4, 7, 8, 9, 10. So actually that'll be interesting. There'll be a mix of on-site teaching and learning with year 11 and remote learning with years 7 to 10. I saw a news flash this morning that our Premier was going to be being investigated for some reason. And just before lunch, another news flash popped up saying our Premier had resigned. So I think that means the Deputy Premier will become Premier and they'll have a new Deputy. And what just popped up on my phone there was that international travel is set to resume next month. Now it's the 1st of October, so I don't know whether they're saying it's going to resume in November. It was originally going to be resuming in December. He gets so worn out, but he just loves to play. Chase the ball. Anyway, that's news. We technically start work Tuesday, I think, because I think Monday's a holiday. So there's all this thing about our first exec meeting's Tuesday arvo rather than Monday, so I'm pretty sure, yeah, Monday's a holiday. And we start daylight savings on Sunday. So it'll be sunnier later in the evening, like the light will be out for a bit longer. A few things I need to build for my wife, for her pots and stuff, little stands and whatnot. So I might get a bit of that done this arvo. Might be able to just hear that rain. It's threatening to get really heavy. thinks the clouds are really dark from the west. Wife wants a platform put into that big dust extraction bin that I painted up white. She's done some really nice stenciling all around it, and then she said, I'm actually going to repot the plants in a little pot that'll fit inside that. So she wants a platform in it to sort of lift it up, that way it won't be too heavy. So the inside is 34 centimetres round, and I just had a look in my timber store, and this stuff was 32. So I'll just make a circle and put some legs on it. I'll find out exactly how high she wants it. Just thought about it, these pants are brand new. Gotta get changed before I ruin them. Here we go. Here comes the rain. Too powerful. I think you can see one of my issues here. About a year ago I threw this tarp up. I was trying to get the retaining wall finished and was trying to stain stuff, oil it, all that sort of stuff. I was having no luck with the weather. So I strung this, it's a 6 by 8 feet, I think it is. Just screwed it into the metal along the front of the shed, and it's strung up between that shed there and the house, and it was perfect. And over the year I didn't think a tarp could stretch, but it has really sagged. It's got ripped in storms. I really need to take it down and replace it because it's pretty much useless. You know, I mean, I was just here in the doorway and the hole above it basically got the top of my table saw wet, my table saw. But I got my circle done. I just need to find out how tall my wife wants it to be so I can put on a few legs around the outside so we can sit it inside that barrel. But in between cutting it and now, and it's only been 10 minutes, rain got really heavy and we got hail. Very small hail, but hail nonetheless. Apparently there was a little hurricane out northeast of Bathurst yesterday, which sort of destroyed a bit of the landscape. And there's a severe weather warning for this storm for the southern tablelands, so south of here and along the coast. Whether that'll get really bad here, that's another question. If I get this thing finished, then that's another little making thing that's tiding me over, keeping my little making mind active. So here we are in the timber store, which is getting a little bit, I won't say getting, it is out of hand with what's in here. It's kind of sometimes where I dump stuff. But this little stand only needs to be, she said, 17 centimetres tall. So I'm just noting I've got a lot of little offcuts from when I was doing the framing in the laundry. I did have them stacked here and they've all fallen down. So I should be able to just cut a whole stack of little legs out of this and screw through the platform into them. Let's go do that. Ah, jeez. I got no room in this joint. Alright, now the rain stopped. As you can see, this place is pretty crowded, and I'm just going to try and bounce this around out of my head right now. In this corner here, just inside the door, is all of my gardening tools, or most of them, because I've got the weed whacker and the pole saw hanging above the lathe behind you. But everything else is sort of just stacked in there, and I'd love a little storage area somewhere else. Possibly under the stairs is where I'm thinking. That all gardening tools, those sort of things, could go. I probably wouldn't store fuel and that sort of stuff there, but those sort of things could go there. The leaf blower could go under there. I could put the power washer under there, as long as I've got it weatherish tight, because I've actually measured out, and my lathe down here, my lathe table would slide in right there between the wall frame and the bench that's there. And it's an 8-foot bench, so my shed's only a bit over 9 feet. And the head of the lathe, here would be about here. I think I worked out that it come to roughly here, just before the edge of the door. So if I wanted to do turning, swing the door open, all the shavings can fly outside the door, and then I wouldn't have it sitting here in the middle. It's got to be constantly moved, because I've always got to move it if I want to get to that corner. And if I want to try and get into this corner, I've got to move this thing here with the drill on it, and all those things. I could try moving them into one of the other temporary sheds in the meantime, so I can get this place set up a bit better. But that's one of my thoughts, to try and make in here a little bit more user-friendly, especially in inclement weather. I'd like to be able to have this open-ish area in the middle. If I've got that there, I could probably slide that down, and yeah, I've still got access that sort of stuff in in that bench. But it might open up this area just a little bit. We'll see. Bad?